So guys, we are going to host a application and as you can see, this is our AWS project architecture where we are going to host a website in S3 bucket, and we are going to provide an API where the registration is successful and the validation is successful. It will be automatically sent to the index page of the hosted website. So we are going to provide the security to the API through AWS Cognito service. So let's get started. So as you can see, this is the intro. So where we are going to create a new account. Actually this is from hosted registration form, so custom made. We can also manually create the user in AWS console itself. So yeah, and we need to confirm the password. And the one-time password is sent to our Google account which we are using to sign up. So when we enter the code, our account will be created. So this is it. This is the website. We have been logged in successfully. So now let's try to see the implementation. So in the first part we are going to host the website in AWS S3 bucket service. So these are all my files which are related to AWS service, and we are now hosting it into the S3 bucket. So yeah, it's uploading. Yeah, it's been uploaded successfully, and now yeah, this is the index.html, sorry, JSP. So this is the configuration and the region and all. So now we are going to enable the ACL and the permissions of the bucket to be we are going to access this using the publicly. So where is it? So yeah, we are going to enable the static website hosting where the index document will be index.html, and we are going to save the changes. So now we have successfully enabled the static website hosting. Now in the permissions, we are going to uncheck the all public, restrict the public access. So yeah, we click on edit and we're going to uncheck. So we need to type the confirm. So yeah. So now we have successfully restriction to publicly access the website. So now we are going to enable the ACL, and we are going to make the every object enabled ACL. So we just need to navigate to actions and make public ACL, and we are going to make it public. So it's loading. You can see here each and every bucket is being successfully edited public access. So yeah, this is it for this first part. So in this part we are going to configure the AWS Cognito to our hosted website, which is being hosted in the AWS S3 bucket. So let's get started. So the hosted S3 bucket, the distribution domain URL is present in the AWS CloudFront distribution URL. So this is our hosted website which is present in the AWS CloudFront distributed URL. So now we are going to configure the AWS Cognito for the hosted website. So just navigate to AWS Cognito in the management console. Now we have to create the user pools. So just click on the user pools there. So create user pools. So now we are going to configure it according to our preferences. I am just going to be going as email for the authentication process, and the name of our application will be the KF app client, and it is been application type of traditional web application. And for the return type and the return URL, we are going to paste the distribution domain URL which is been invoked after the hosted website in the AWS S3 bucket. So we are just going to navigate for AWS CloudFront distributed URL. So yeah, this is the distributed domain name URL. We are going to paste it in the return URL. It's not mandatory, but you can also keep them, where the callback HTML will be returned. So yeah, the user pool has been created successfully. So this is the hosted login page. So now we are going to rename our user pool to the cave. And we save the changes. So just now navigate to the client app. So now go to the login pages, and we will just try to sign out. We will need to add the sign out URL, as we are going to give whenever we sign out, so it should be redirected to signout.html. So here it is. And for the authentication process, we are going to let it be the AWS user pool, Cognito user pool. And in OpenID connect scopes, we are going to delete the phone, email and OpenID are enough. We are going to save the changes. So yeah, the return ID is been configured successfully. Now we are going to create a domain name, domain server. So the invoked URL in the products API, we are going to paste it in the domain name to create the domain server. So just go to product.api and go to stages. Just expand the prod stage. And in the create report, in the post method, we got an invoke URL. We just got to post this in the resource domain URL. So yeah, we just add it in the server resource server identifier, and we are going to create a resource server. So the resource server is been created successfully. So let's go to the app.client and we go to the login pages. So yeah, this is been configured successfully. So after creating the resource server, we are going to navigate to AWS Cognito. Now we are going to manually create the users in the AWS management console to test the authentication and authorization. So let's go to the users and go to the create user. We are going to name it the Frank. Username will be Frank, and the password, as you can see, I have already been set. So now the Frank user has been created successfully. Now we are just going to our hosted website. So as you can see, this is our hosted website. Just click on login and enter the username Frank. So the authentication is successful. Is just sending out to change the password. So we are going to change the password. So it's been redirecting, and yeah, the hosted website is being given successfully. So now we are going to create a user through hosted URL only. So this is a hosted registration form where the OTP is generated and sent to our email through AWS Cognito Messenger. So now in this process, we've been successfully secure the API which is being provided to the hosted website through AWS Cognito. So when we click on sign up, the OTP is sent to our email. So we just got to paste it there. So yeah, click on confirm account. So it will redirect to our hosted website. So this is it.